Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We are going to get started with our call, and I'm so excited that Kristy is here, and she is going to be sharing a lot of awesome information about personal development. Before we get started, I'm just going to give a few housekeeping items just so everyone knows what's going on this month. For October, the challenge packs that are on promotion this month are the 21-Day Fix and the 21-Day Fix Extreme, which are 140, which comes with the Shakeology and the program. And with the 21-Day Fix, you get a free insulated tote. It's really cool. So that's an extra perk that they're throwing in this month. And then Body Beast is also on sale for 140, and then you can get the 21-Day Fix Extreme or 21-Day Fix regular Kickstart, which includes the 3-day refresh with it, and that is 180. So just a reminder of kind of what's going on this month. The 21-Day Fix is such an awesome program. It is probably the one that I've had the best results. What do you think, Kristy? Would you agree with that? And especially with challengers, it's just a great way to get started. You know they're going to be successful because it has really simple eating plan. The workouts are great for every level. So it's just a really great program to get started with. But just be sure, because I did this to Kristy, I wasn't clear to her when she was getting her challenge pack. There's a extreme level and a regular level. So make sure that they know when they're going to look for it that they don't accidentally hit extreme. But she rocked the extreme anyways, right? So that's kind of what's on promotion this month. Just a few things that are upcoming for our team. We have a sneak peek into coaching that started today. You could probably add someone tomorrow. Just make sure to tag them in the first day's post. It's just 3 days. There's a short video each day. And just go to our team page to get the link to that group. It just gives a little bit of an idea of what we do as coaches. It's very relaxed, no pressure, but it's a great insight into what we do. October 19th, our optional team challenge that's really great for new coaches will start, and it's going to be titled Fit This Fall. If you go to my, I'll actually post a link to my event page if you want to copy that link. But please be sure to put your name in the documents within the team page that says challenges to sign up for a group. That way I know whether or not I should add you to the posting script or not. October 26th, we have our new coach training start, and I'm just really excited about this. Kristy, Sindel, Vicky, and I have put together a brand new training called Jumpstart to Success. We did kind of a little test this past month with it, and I think it turned out really great. It's got some new updated material. So when you have your new coaches coming on board, make sure that they're getting started right call done with them, and an About Me form, which are all in our Dropbox, and then we can get them into the new coaching training on October 26th. So make sure to tell them that date, and that's 14 days long. And then October 29th, we will have What is Coaching Live call, where we're just going to be sharing exactly what we do as a coach live on a video recorded webinar. So that's coming up as well. Super Saturday is this weekend. If you have not been to an in-person event with Beachbody, they are amazing. It just really gets you motivated and inspired. New ideas, new things that are coming up the pipeline for Beachbody will be shared. And a few things that I saw on Facebook are a new cafe latte Shakeology, which I know I'm really excited about. And then there also was a hardcore, it looked like a kind of like a military style workout, 22-minute military style workout with Tony Horton. So I'm sure they're going to be sharing way more at Super Saturday, but definitely look for an event in your area. This will be my first one because I've had stuff coming up, so I'm really excited to see what goes on. So I am now going to turn it over to Kristy, who is an amazing coach, an amazing woman. She is actually our coach of the month. She rocks Success Club. Every month she's hosting challenges. She is just announced, can I share this? That she is having her third baby. So she is proof that you can be a coach while you while you're pregnant, and she's going to do amazing things. So Kristy is also a family therapist, and she is just a great resource for personal development. I just look to her for a lot of things, and she gets it, and she gets this business. So I'm really excited to hear from her and learn from her tonight. So I'll turn it over to you, Kristy.
Thanks, Kate. I'm excited to be here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen just so I know where I'm at and I don't start rambling out of nowhere for you guys. So when Kate asked me about leading a team call, I thought that personal development would be a good one for me, and I'll share kind of as we go through why I think it's so important and why it should matter to you. So I'm going to start a little bit with my story. A lot of you have probably heard my whole story, so I'll do it in terms of personal development. I started challenges in December with Kate. I was about 290 pounds when I started, and I had a really long way to go. And I really looked at the challenge groups as a place to share. I love to win, and I hate to lose, which comes into my personal development a little bit, but I don't like the feeling of failing, and I like to win. And so challenge groups were a great place for me to feel like I could kick some butt. And when you are the heaviest person in a challenge group, it gives you a little bit of motivation. So I started out and I rocked my first, I think, 2 challenges. And then I really started to just see the value of having support and having Kate to look to have a coach to look to. And so I think in February, I joined as a discount coach. And since December, Kate had been saying, have you thought about coaching? Have you thought about coaching? And I just wasn't ready. I just recently, earlier that year, had finished grad school for my graduate degree in counseling and marriage and family therapy. And that was kind of what I was doing. I was excited about it and hoping that was going to be my big thing. And so I wasn't ready to start anything. And then in April, actually I believe it's the end of March, I messaged Kate and said, okay, I think after I get done with vacation, I'm going to be ready to try this coaching thing. I had spent some time in my career field, and I was like, I'm not sure. Let's see what this coaching thing's about. I'm already helping people. I'd love to help people lose weight. By that time, I had lost, I think, around 40 pounds. And so I was ready to start trying to help other people. I overcame all of the objections of wanting to be more fit, and did all of that with Kate's help. So I decided to coach. I got back from vacation, had some time to think about it and clear my head. And the day after I got back, my grandpa passed away after a 13-year struggle with Alzheimer's. And so during that time is when I really found out what challenge groups could be and how powerful they could be, and how powerful having a coach in your life could be. There wasn't a time where the entire time I'd been doing challenge groups where I was as off. I wasn't working out every day. I think I was on like 90 some days straight of working out at least a half hour every day. And the day my grandpa died, I wore workout clothes to the nursing home, and I never made it to my workout. And I came home at about 11 and asked my husband if I had to work out, if I could take a day off. And he said I could, and that day turned into a couple days, and I would get a workout in. And all during this time, I started coaching. And so I had personal development and had a book, The Compound Effect, which is what Kate started me on. And I started to read it, and things started to come together and click for me. And so in the hardest month of my physical journey, I was having the most transformation inside. And that was huge. I was really able to see what personal development could do for you physically, mentally, and professionally, as well as just in every way my life was changing. So personal development is personal to me. It has been with me through this entire coaching experience and has really changed the game when I needed it the most. So that's kind of my why, and why I decided personal development would be great for me to talk about. So what is self-doubt? For me, self-doubt is that fear of failure. If I feel like I'm not going to be the best at something, I tend to start to double back a little bit. And throughout my coaching journey, which hasn't even been that long, I've had a couple of those times where I've been like, I don't know if I can be the best at this, so I think I'm going to just take a step back. And one of the biggest ones was when I just found out I was pregnant in August. And all of a sudden, all the goals that I had for my physical, I guess, for my body, I don't know about health because those are still the same, but for my body changing, I was down almost 60 pounds, and I was like, oh no, I had all these goals and I don't know what to do with myself, and now I'm going to fail because I'm pregnant. And again, I was reminded through personal development and through my own coach that was my stuff. That was my stuff getting in the way of me being successful. But self-doubt can look like maybe you don't feel like you know everything. Maybe you don't think that people are going to listen to you. I've had people tell me they don't think they're nice enough to be a coach. Maybe you have issues believing that money isn't available to you or that success isn't available to you. Whatever it is, self-doubt gets in the way of us becoming who we're truly meant to be. So why personal development? It's about setting goals, and this is for me, but setting goals and actually obtaining them. I'm a dreamer, so I like dream huge, amazing things, and then I don't ever do anything. So it's like, oh, this is amazing, I'm going to do this, and then I don't obtain them. I couldn't figure it out. I'm a therapist helping people every day. Why can't I figure out how to get my own goals met? And through personal development, I learned about making lists and creating actions and doing the things that need to be done in order to meet those goals. So it's not just dreaming, it's making it happen. What is the thing that you need to know you need to do in order to grow your business but are too afraid? Jen Sincero's book, You Are a Badass, is what encouraged me, triggered me to share my why videos on Facebook, to share my before and after pictures. And all those things, I think my why video had over 100 likes, probably like 70 comments, and probably out of that 15 to 20 Success Club points in a really short amount of time. That scary, scary thing, the thing that made me want to throw up, that was stuck in my throat, was what put my business over the edge for a minute, which is what made me different. It opened me up. And when I shared my results, the same thing. So I had a lot of months where people were looking to me and saying, what did you do? How did you do it? I want to know more. It was those scary, scary things that made the difference. This is scary, and I'm doing it, and I'm hoping that by doing it, there's going to be growth. So that's part of why we do these things and put our feet out there and kind of tread into the water lightly and hope that something comes back to us. And then personal development for dealing with different personalities in challenge groups, on teams, and in life in general. We're going to be building teams. That's what we're going to do as coaches. And not every person that we come across in our challenge groups or on our teams is going to have the same personality or outlook as us. When Kate and Cindel and I went to Summit, it was really our first time all three being together. And Kate and Cindel knew each other a little bit better than Kate and I knew each other, and Cindel and I only knew each other through challenge groups. And so here's three people plopped in a room together, hoping for the best. And luckily, we had really matching personalities that complemented each other really well. But that's not always the case. And we got to meet a lot of people on different teams and on our upline teams who had different personalities, and you could see people connecting differently. But personal development can help you to overcome barriers in personalities. So if you have a personality that you don't quite click with, how can you effectively work with them and lead them and grow them and be invested in them, even though they're a little bit different? And then the quote I shared is from, I believe, The Go-Giver. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes I like to place blame everywhere else, that opportunities aren't out there, that I don't have the right fitness level, that I have kids and I'm too busy, and realizing that I'm the only one in charge of my future has been a huge part of personal development for me. What is personal development? It's a lifelong process. Just when you think you have it figured out, it's going to change. We grow, life happens, we experience different things, we get older, we have kids, we have more kids, our kids move out of the home, our lives change, and so personal development never stops. It's one of the 3 vital behaviors that Beachbody encourages in their coaches, at least 15 minutes per day, and that's because Beachbody knows that this business is tough. Beachbody knows that it takes people who really want to do it, who really have to set the bar high in order to make this work, and you can't make it work without support and without really going after what you value and you believe in, and being reminded of that on a daily basis helps keep that energy level high. When I go a few days without personal development, I can feel my energy level for coaching like sinking, and then it shoots back up and then it sinks. It grows you personally and professionally, and it can be in the form of books and podcasts and YouTube videos and really any medium that you can find accessible to you. I love to listen to audiobooks while I mow the lawn. It takes me like 2 hours to mow the lawn, so sometimes I can knock out like a whole book in one lawn mow, which is pretty awesome. Just make sure you go back and take notes and listen to parts over that were important. Jen Sincero, again, this is my favorite book that I've done. I've listened to it, I think 3 times, and I've read through it once. And it's from You Are a Badass. And she says, growth ain't for weenies, but it's nowhere near as painful as living the life you're living right now if you're not really going for it. And she's right. I can't imagine staying in a life that I'm not happy in. I'm a much better mom. I'm a much better wife. I'm a better friend. I'm a better daughter when I'm doing what is right for me. So on to the more, I call it clinical parts of it, but the core benefits of personal development. The first is self-awareness, getting to know who you really are. We go through our life not always, I don't think, really understanding who we are, really understanding our values and our beliefs and the purpose that we wish to pursue. And that is something that I have found and really been able to kind of tailor down, and it will go through these. I can share a little bit more, but I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to help people change and to grow, and so I went to school to be a therapist, even though I had a marketing degree. And my letter to get into grad school, I had to write a paper about why I should be a therapist. And I said, well, if I can market, I think it was, what was I saying? I think if I could market travel urinals to elderly people and make them think it's a good idea, then I can market a person to themselves. I can make people believe in themselves. And I really believed that I could do that. And so that was why I went to school to be a therapist. I thought I was fulfilling my purpose. I thought I was on my way. But that true fulfillment doesn't come from others' dreams. And that's something that I've also struggled with. We have beliefs that our parents have put in us that we need to be something. Kate has shared a little bit of this, and she can correct me on the page if I'm wrong, but that she had some beliefs that she should be a lawyer and that this is what she should do. And I don't necessarily think anyone was telling her she had to be. It was more probably herself. But that pressure of feeling like people were expecting it made it hard to really make this change into who she wanted to be. But that personal development, that piece that was pushing her, she wanted to go for her purpose and her passion. And she's a rock star for doing it. You need to be able to design a life based on who you are, not on who anyone else is, not on what anyone else wants for you, not on what seems right or cool. I never in a million years would have thought I'd be a Beachbody coach. I didn't know what that meant. And it means something so different than selling Shakeology and challenge packs. It really means changing your life and changing other people's lives. Sense of direction. Clear on the things that you want to achieve. So once you're in personal development and you've figured out your values and you've figured out your beliefs, you have a clear idea of what it is you want to achieve. I know now that I want to do public speaking. I want to do motivational speaking. I want to go and do leadership trainings. I want to write a book someday about donuts. I want to do those things, and I have a clear vision on what that is I want to achieve and what kind of life I want to have. Decision making is easier. When you have a big decision to make, right before I started coaching, I should say actively coaching, I had made the decision to start private practice. And that involved doing my own marketing, paying for my space, paying for my insurance, doing all these things to build up this therapy business that I thought I wanted. When I realized what my true purpose was and where I was going, the decision to stop doing that was easy. It was really easy when I finally had that clear, like, oh yeah, I'm working on building someone else's dreams. I'm designing someone else's dreams. I want to work on mine. And so it made it so much easier. Unnecessary tasks no longer make it onto your to-do list. You don't do the things that aren't moving you forward once you've figured out what you need to do. And you focus only on those things that move you forward. Improve focus and effectiveness. Now, I know that if I'm listening to my personal development every day, I have improved focus and effectiveness. So maybe the boost focus works. I would guess the boost focus works even better when you're doing your personal development. So I would try a combination of those two things if you're having trouble focusing, but it provides you clarity. You still have multiple tasks. Like, it's not like, oh, I know what I want to do now. I don't have anything to do. I know coaches are busy and they have tons of stuff going on and their days are full. But prioritization becomes easier for them. They know what's the most important thing. Their objectives are clear. They know what's going to give them the best results, and they use those resources available to them. They're not recreating things. They're using processes that are already in place. They're looking at what other people have done and recreating them. They're not starting over. More motivation. You see a clear benefit to all the tasks that you're doing. So when you know that coaching is what you want to do, if that's what you want to do, you see a benefit in starting conversations with people that never ever purchase a challenge pack from you. You start to see the benefit of those small daily things of 15 minutes of personal development, of things nobody sees, organizing your contacts, doing all that kind of stuff. You start to see the benefits of all those tasks. And then lastly, it gives you a will. So you've heard the quote, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, this is the will. This is the meat. This is what gets you towards that way. You're going to be able to figure it out if you have something behind you that's pushing you. Greater resilience. I talked a little bit about this in terms of my losing my grandpa, but we have tough times in our life and we need to have skills and abilities to deal with them. And people spend, $200 an hour for me to teach them skills to deal effectively with problems. And that's not okay. That's not shameful. People pay coaches. They do all of those things to get to this place. We're being given resources that it's, $9 for a book on Amazon you get in 2 days to help you deal with tough times. It gives you greater confidence and interpersonal and personal skills to cope with things. You have to at least have awareness. And I think that personal development offers that to you. Like I said, when I got pregnant, I had a really kind of like a meltdown, I guess, of sorts. I mentally was like, oh no, I have to totally refocus, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this, and I'm not sure if I can do it, and I'm going to gain all this weight, and it's not going to work. And I had a lot of conversations with Kate as we went through this about how I was struggling, and I just kept going back to that personal development, and she shared things with me about coaching when you're pregnant that other people had explored, and I started looking at pregnant coaches' pages and doing more to build myself up in my new role. So I gained confidence during a time that was a little bit tougher, and a time where it'd be easy to step back because this is what I want, and I know that I want it. More fulfilling relationships. Relationships can build you up or drag you down. I have used the analogy a lot with people I deal with, especially in terms of in-laws, oddly enough, but that when we have relationships that drag us down, it's kind of like going hiking and carrying a backpack full of cement. The cement doesn't offer any nutritional value or needs. doesn't offer us warmth or light. It doesn't offer us a place to sleep. It doesn't have first aid, any of that. And it's just heavy. But if we go hiking and we carry a bag that weighs the same, but it's got food and water and a sleeping bag and clothes and first aid, all of those things, then we're carrying it and it's still there, but it offers value to us. We're not just tediously carrying up this hill for no reason at all. So personal development can help you figure that out, figure out who's dragging you down, who's building you up, and then how to deal with that. You can see which relationships are worth investing in and which need to be kind of cut loose. And that doesn't mean like, bye. It could, but it might just mean I'm not going to spend so much time in this relationship where I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm going to start building this relationship where I see value. And you develop skills to make the most of relationships. I've had a lot of good relationships and I've taken them for granted. And I've really started to be able to see how to provide a positive impact in other people's lives too, to give back to that relationship instead of just enjoying the benefits of having those people in my life. Most top coaches, if you go back and listen to, I might have this wrong and I'll correct it if I do, but I think it was Christina Delgado who just did the podcast on personal development. If it's not, it was just a few weeks ago. You can look at the team page or go on Beachbody's podcast site and look. But she talked about personal development, and every single person I heard talk at Summit about it, every call I've been on that they've talked about it, they've said at the beginning they didn't do enough personal development. They didn't take it seriously, and when they did, it changed their lives and their business. And I really related to that last call about it because she talked about, now she's at the top of her game. She's an elite coach. She's making tons of money. She's got all of these whole big team underneath her. And she talked about like going through a 4-month slump. And the only way she got out of that was through her daily personal development. And I was thankful for that because I think after having like a 1-month like slump, I was still meeting my success club. I was still doing all of those things, but I wasn't focused. I wasn't there. I wasn't pursuing the dream in the way that I wanted to. So it's helpful to hear that. And then I'll let you read the quote by Melanie Mitro, but just saying that the more you improve your own self, basically, the better that you can serve others. So the better versions of ourselves that we become, the better coaches we are. I have a few suggested personal development books, mostly that I've read, a few that I have not, and then other resources. But You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Again, it's an awesome book, and I could listen to it all day. It's her voice, her recording when I listen to it, and she's just hilarious. Go for No, I just purchased on audiobook, and I haven't started yet, but I'm really excited about it. Kate can tell you more about that one if you ask her. Curious Mind, The Secret to a Bigger Life was a great book. It was all about just taking time to be curious without hoping to get anything back. The Compound Effect, awesome book, great for every area of your life. The Go Giver, another great one, and it's a short read. I think that one really changed my business, and I think if you don't have someone right now that you want to partner with someone, or not that you don't want to partner with, if you don't have a partner right now, talk to your coach, your upline coach, about how you get a partner, someone to do that with, because Sindel and I did the Go Giver together, and it was a great way to hold us accountable to reading it, and it was totally worth it. Listening to the Shalene Show, she's got a lot of great information, and you always end up feeling much better after you've listened to her. The Team Beachbody podcasts, I try to remember to post before, but I don't always, so sometimes I post the day after, because I always listen on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is my podcast day, so if I don't post before, be looking for that on the team page, or go ahead and download the Team Beachbody podcast and listen to that. Shalene's Build Your Tribe. And then the book Rock Your Network Marketing Business is another one that Kate has shared with me, and one that I haven't been able to read yet. I will share a complete list. I shouldn't say a complete list, but a list that I found from another top coach that had categories. So if you're looking to grow in your relationships, in your income, in your business, your marketing, if you want to grow in like understanding people's personalities, she has it all kind of broken down. Your faith, and I will share that on the Team Eat Sweat Pray page under files. And lastly, hopefully this link works. I just wanted to do a little personal development to help you guys end your day. When we were at Summit, they had an Eric Thomas video, and he's got a lot of really great videos. And this one I thought was just kind of fun to listen to. So I will share it with you here, if it works.
Your brain is like a circuit switch. Once you believe you are something, you actually embody it. You embody that feeling. If you were, God forbid, in a coma, and you woke up and you didn't really have a memory, and you were told that you used to be a Navy SEAL, and they want you back now when you're healthy, do you think you'd act differently and hold yourself differently, conduct yourself different, and have a different self-concept of who you are than if you were told you were a piano instructor? Being successful in life is all about having the proper belief system in who you are. Truly believing that you are something unique, that you are something special in that field. If you truly believe inside of you that you are one of the best actors in the world, you will be entirely different than if you're like, I hope I'm good. Your expressions will be totally different. Your tone of voice. You'll talk in a more convincing fashion. You use your natural.
Hey, Kristy.
Now I can. It didn't work.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yep. Sorry, it didn't work.
Oh,
sorry, guys.
well, all you have to do is do the screen share and then change it so that it pulls up your, you know how you chose the PowerPoint? So
Yep.
go back to your screen share, and then you could change it so it shows the YouTube video as opposed to the.
And then do that.
Yeah, try that because I want to see it.
Okay, let's try this. Bing, I thought I heard like a voice in the background. Okay, now can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see if we full screen it. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's try.
Brain is like a circuit switch. Once you believe you are something, you actually embody it. You embody that feeling. If you were, God forbid, in a coma, and you woke up and you didn't really have a memory, and you were told that you used to be a Navy SEAL, and they want you back now when you're healthy, do you think you'd act differently and hold yourself differently, conduct yourself different, and have a different self-concept of who you are than if you were told you were a piano instructor? Being successful in life is all about having the proper belief system in who you are. Truly believing that you are something unique, that you are something special in that field. If you truly believe inside of you that you are one of the best actors in the world, you will be entirely different than if you're like, I hope I'm good. Your expressions will be totally different. Your tone of voice. You'll talk in a more convincing fashion. You use your natural voice instead of a scripted. You'll be more emphatic. You'll be more real, more relatable. Our brain is like a circuit. And so if we introduce it with the proper wiring, you're going to go straight to your target. If you're unsure about who you are, then your dreams, your goals, they will never become a reality. Everyone has mental doubts in life, internal conflicts. Even the most successful people that you look up to. But they don't live there. It's how you handle those negative thoughts in that exact moment and overwhelm them with positive action. And that comes with this utmost confidence in yourself that you can handle the situation. Trust in yourself that you are better than the moment.
The greats think differently. The greats see differently, right? The greats have a different worldview. The greats, they approach the game in a totally different way. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up? E.T.'s how you stay on fire. E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down. E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do or that I'm forced to do, right? Something that somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm going to baby, this is the day. This is an opportunity. If you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you look at it as, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. But you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
That was really good. That video, the one thing that stuck out to me a lot was when your effort is low, you're thinking about obligation instead of opportunity. That is so true.
That's
so true.
That's just what, conversation that you and I had. So about like you got to see the opportunities. So
I took a lot of notes, and I completely agree. Like, for me, like I doubt a lot. And like when you were saying personal development, like when I first started as a coach, like the first maybe like 5 months, I never like took that seriously. And then once I did, and I went to Platinum Edge, it just changed my whole perspective on it.
yeah.
It's just crazy how, and like, there's always moments when you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But then you just got to say, get those negative thoughts out and go. So I'm
here with help to get them for the personal development's like your own.
It does. It grounds you, and whatever your beliefs are. There's so many different kinds of personal development out there. It just grounds you and gets you right for the day. So great. I took a ton of notes. So, and I haven't read The Curious Mind, so I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun one. It's not like, I kind of did it on the side as like a lawnmower book, because it wasn't as focused as some of the other ones where you're like but it was really, really interesting. And it has definitely changed the way I have conversations with people. So yeah.
Good. Thank you, Kristy.
Thank you guys. Have a great evening.
See you later. Have a good night.